It can be attributed to now. Now I'm going to get some trouble with some of my colleagues, but whatever. In the business that I was in, we love that. We love kidney stones because that meant treatment, and that meant money. That meant pharmaceuticals. That meant cash. You can send my kids to wherever. You're going to pay for my house. Kidney stones can be cured with what you have in your produce section. They're yellow. They're sour. You know what they are? Lemons. If you would take a lemon, roll it, squeeze it, 2 or 3 lemons, squeeze it into a cup, full strength, don't dilute it, drink that lemon juice, wait an hour, drink that lemon juice again, kidney stones are gone, no pain. Now, just by me telling you that, I've made a lot of folks want to cuss me out. That's okay. That's fine. But that's a natural cure. A natural cure. Lemons will do that. Okay, but that's what cures it, what causes it. Water, it's the lack of water. Water, what's in the water doesn't necessarily cause the kidney stones. The kidney stones are a buildup what's called oxalic acids, purines. You get purines, these crystals, similar to having gout. Where do you get those from? You said you're hitting it on the head. What you eat. What do I eat that causes kidney stones? Y'all ready for this? Oh, my sister just said
tomatoes.
I'm glad she's sitting next to me. I don't know where something leaking out of me or
something
leaking out of Okay, she said it. Flesh foods. That's where you get your purines, and that's where those are the number one cause of kidney. Flesh foods. All your meats. Flesh food. Anything that peas has a mother. Flesh. Yeah. That's by the high consumption of the flesh foods, the high consumption of the proteins. Those are the number one causes of kidney stones. So, and the cure for that is not stop eating meat per se, but it's knowing how to get rid of them naturally without having to have a prescription and having to spend all this extra money and all these doctor visits. You get the good old lemon. And everything that I'm saying, don't just take word because I'm saying it. Look it up. You'll be amazed. Wow, I never knew that. That's what they say. What you don't know.
So I got a question.
So with the,
yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Well, I was just going to ask with the limits, and when we just got off of water, right?
Uh-huh.
And so a lot of people say, you were talking about alkaline water and making sure it's alkaline. Mm-hmm. Is there a way to make your own alkaline water, or or do you just advise against messing with the alkaline water altogether? Because I see a lot of people saying,
right.
Well, I've made my own alkaline water. I've used cucumbers and lemons and this, that, and the other. So what about that?
Well, remember it's like they say, a little bit of knowledge is fantastic. A whole lot it can be dangerous, especially if it's misapplied. Remember, if you're taking where they're getting their water from, they're getting water from the tap, that water's coming out acid. So they want to neutralize it. So they want to try to neutralize an acid. They're going to put something that's alkaline into the water, cucumbers. Cucumber neutralizes that acid. But why go through all of that? I mean, just get distilled water. Buy your own distilled water. You don't have. Now, I like talking to my own people, which is another way I get in trouble. I come down home and I talk raw, real, and I talk simple. I cut out the fancy medical terms to confuse people, to make sure everybody can understand. People who don't have cash, the loop, the grip, the cheddar, I can't afford. I'm on food stamps. I can't afford to buy all that. So I'm just going to be sick, crazy, crippled, and dumb and die. No, you don't. But you can be educated, wise, and smart. So you don't have to make your own water. You don't. If you can't afford to buy a filter, I don't suggest you go out there and buy a filter. I'm not promoting a filter company. You're using the water out the tap, then there's certain things you can do with it. Back in the day, can I say back in the day? Mm-hmm. That don't mean I'm that old.
You said Vic Tanny, so yeah, you get back in the day. You excused already.
The views expressed in this program necessarily. He knows about Vic Tanny. Yeah. Okay, we were taught that you can purify water, whether it's out in the wild or whatever, by putting something in it. You said it earlier. You forgot. I know. That's
charcoal.
No, not charcoal. You can put. Somebody mentioned about the bleach, the chlorine. Oh. Did you know that? That's how you purify water when you're in the wild. You take those little chlorine bleach tablets, you put it in there, and it purifies that water. So it's already acidic. That bleach or chlorine or whatever, it changes that and it becomes neutral. You can drink it. I'm not telling you if you don't have no money to start pouring bleach in your water. Don't do that. Then you're going to see me in the emergency room. Right. Don't do that. But what I'm saying is, why don't get stressed by what you can't purchase. Use what you have in hand. People used to boil water. You don't have to boil your water before you drink it. So what do you do for the person that doesn't have all this equipment and knowledge and information? The same thing you've been doing to this point. Drink your water. So if I get all these chemicals, how do I get it out of my body? That's my next section on how you can detox yourself naturally. You don't need a solution, a potion, or an herb, or
That's
tea.
what I've been looking
That's
to do.
detoxing. You can detox yourself. In fact, right now we're detoxing as we're in the studio. Did you know that? Right now we're all detoxing. That man lost his mind.
That's because we're not eating anything and we're talking.
Well, some of y'all just ate. Some of y'all is probably in the process of eating. And if you've eaten, your food is still in your digestive system. It takes 5 hours to digest, so you're not detoxing that way. We're detoxing another way. Did you know the process of breathing, inhalation and exhalation, what you're doing?
Okay.
With all the human cells, your body, they die all the time, and they grow. You know that. So you're cleansing yourself by breathing properly. You're doing that. The other way you're detoxing when you drink your water, you have to have water. When stuff goes in, it's got to come out. The only way it comes out, it uses a medium. That medium is water, not fruit juices. I'm going to read some stats to you. That's why I wanted to wait till the time went a little bit further so you still don't throw your food out the window, and you'll be amazed. So we'll talk about detox in a few moments, but if you can't afford to buy water, use the water that you have. But you can eat properly so your body will detox those harsh chemicals that are in your water. They can do that. So mama don't got to freak out. Grandma don't jump out the window. No, you can be poor and still be show. Now, I'm going to toss a little thing on you. Did you know in our history, let me say this, same subject, different avenue. How many of you have eaten top ramen noodles? Can I say top ramen noodles? You know the noodles?
I can't eat them no more. I'm going to be honest, Doc. There's 1,000 ways to prepare them, but I can't eat them no more because they do bad things to me.
They do bad things to anybody. The reason I mention that is that, did you know the top ramen noodles is one of the cheapest food sources you can buy, along with the potted meat? Anybody remember potted meat?
Yeah.
Deviled ham, spam.
I've never eaten potted meat in my life.
Praise the Lord for that, brother. Praise the Lord.
He was a foreign exchange dude.
Dr. Lawrence, before he go there, because he like to argue.
Okay.
When he was down at Beaumont,
he
used to go into that little Chinese restaurant down there right off Grand.
No, I didn't.
Let me tell you something.
He ate some of everything.
He was light skinned, so that he was part of the foreign exchange dudes. He sat upstairs.
Well, okay. Before we get too embalmed, the reason I mentioned the top ramen noodles is that beside the noodle itself, which is horrible for you, the little packet, where they tell you it's beef, chicken, shrimp. I say it's shrimp. Right. When you go across the street, get your strawberries. Okay, so that little packet that has the seasoning. What does it got to do with our conversation? Did you know in our history, our culture, when we were fed the worst of the worst,
right?
Part of the worst that they gave us was what?
The pigs.
The throwaway parts, the guts, the intestine, the hoof, the head, the ear, the tail. We got all that mess. So when it came to vegetables, they gave us the worst, what they thought was the worst of the. You get a little history, by the way, with the vegetables. That's why us is like sweet potatoes. We like cornbread. We like grits. We like the collard greens. They didn't consume it. They fed that to the cattle. They did that. What am I talking about? Because when our culture, and we still do it today, we call it soul food. When we made those vegetables, we had to put that. Well, come on. Y'all ain't eating greens alone.
Hot sauce.
No,
hot, ham, hot. Come on,
hog maw, ham, hot.
Ham, that's what hog maw, hog jaw, to season it. Then when they did it, when they cooked it, I like that flavor. At the bottom of that pot, you know what they call that residue? Pot liquor. Yeah, what does that got to our conversation? See, today they still serve pot liquor to the elite, but they ain't going to call it pot liquor because that's slave food. Now they call it bouillon.
It sure is.
Your food
bouillon.
Seasonings, your
cruise
McKay's. So you're eating that stuff. So you're getting the residue of the nutrient, which is in the bottom. Our folks knew that. Was a good conversation. So when it comes to consuming our food with your top ramen noodles, you're getting a lot of stuff that will kill you, along with that seasoning packet. So when you're consuming foods, you want to know what you are eating. So when it comes to gout, kidney stones, all those things, you're adding to the problem by consuming that stuff that's manufactured in the laboratory. They're not boiling down greens and peas and onions and potatoes to give you that bouillon packet. That's made in the laboratory. In fact, I have a packet I can show you. It all has a chemical term to it. It tastes like, look like, feel like, but it ain't. So you got all these
I need time. I need
I need to ask this right quick.
I need a quick time.
Yeah, I'm going to need to get out of here in just a little bit. But as you talk about the seasoning, I noticed that we use a lot of the ginger powder sometimes because we try to do things that are more natural. So we find ourselves doing the turmeric, and all of these are just seasonings as well, and they're coming in a powder form.
Yes.
Is the powder form just as good, or is it just as bad?
Well, it's a good question. Anytime you process a food, it's processed. It's refined. So you strip away the nutrients that are there. You want to get it in its freshest form. If you're going to use ginger, get the real ginger, and you can make your own. But if you can't, there's a little phrase that I say, good, better, and best. If you can't get the best, then you get something that's better. You can't get it as better, getting something that's good. So if you can't get the original in this unrefined form, then you want to go down the scale and get that which is at the last part. So the ginger powder, that's good. But you want to get the best. Get the real ginger. If you can't use that, because remember now, there is no such thing as a ginger tree.
Mm-hmm. It's a root.
Yeah. Oh, man, Lord have mercy. These folks is on the ball. Okay, okay.
That's right.
Okay, so the reason
As my mama would say, a root.
right. And
no, that's different. That's different.
They saying
that's different.
Right.
That's a spell. That's what they put in the spaghetti.
That's how you bury your drawers in the backyard. And
That's how you turn. That's how you
in
turn
love with a woman you can't stand.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah, that's how they turn the cheating man into a wolf down in Louisiana. That's a root.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's best to get it in its natural form. But if you're going to use the spices, then the powders, and that's okay. But if you can get the real thing, get the real thing. The reason being is that because you don't know who's manufacturing it. Because they can say this is just as actual ginger from a root, but you don't know how they irradiate. They've used irradiation. You don't know what kind of preserves are you. Why doesn't it go rancid? Rancid means why does it break down, stink, and smell bad, and would kill you? Why is it in this? Can it be in this little plastic thing for 4 years and then it be just as fresh as when they got the root? They're telling you something. So you want to get it as fresh. If you don't, looking for expiration dates. Now, there are not many spices that have expiration dates on them.
Right.
They don't. Right. And we just buy them anyway. So use this. And if you're not sure, I'm not going to plug a person or a place, but the freshest you can get it is the best. If you can't use what you got, back to what I said, you don't have to be rich or have certain amounts of cash in your account to eat from the best. You don't. That's where that term comes from, eating high off the hog. You can't eat high off the hog because all the hog, high, low, middle part is bad for you. I said that. So you use what you have. If you're going to use those spices, use them judiciously, use temperance, and know what they're doing to your body.
Can I hit you with the two-parter?
A two-piece, you say? I
want to hit you with a two-parter.
Oh, two-piece.
Two-parter.
All right.
I didn't want to use the boxing.
Two-parter.
Yes, biscuits, brother, biscuits.
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't want to use the boxing term because then it sounded like we boxing in the studio. They send the people down here for us. We won't do that.
Yes.
So
your white woman call the police on us.
That's right.
I think they're boxing without being sanctioned.
And talking about ham hocks too. Okay. All right.
No, so I've always told people this when they used to come to the workout classes. And I was never like the nutritional guy, right? And I used to tell people all the time, I ain't no shame. I tell you, I was like, I work out so I can eat what I want. I ain't had no shame in telling you that. But that being said,
yes,
people always try to force the organic food on you. You need to do this, you need to do that.
Right.
This needs to be organic.
Right.
And I've always said, eating organic or even being vegan, if you consume too much, it's still not going to be as good for you as when you're not working out. And so the thing that I always used to like, I know we ate the worst of the worst back in the day as the slaves, but a lot of those people, if not for being hung, lynched, or shot, lived long lives.
Yes.
And so I try to explain to people, like, they ate the worst of the worst. And the thing about being a slave is they didn't allow you to sit there and eat until you couldn't move. You ate that bad stuff, but only enough of it to get you back in the field, right? And so now when you look at people consume that bad stuff, not only is it bad for you, but you consuming it until you can't move. You know what I mean? And then you don't exercise.
Right.
Exactly.
Then you don't exercise.
Right.
And so I'm not saying that the food was good. I'm not saying that the process of slavery was good. But I'm saying when people had to eat just enough to go back to work and then worked out there all day, meaning they was getting that exercise, whether it was supposed to be,
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And-
How do you explain that to a person today who just feels like, well, I'm vegan, so I'm good, or I'm eating organic because I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you were talking, we don't even know if it's organic or not. Because
Exactly.
organic could simply be, oh, he grew it in Belleville, so it's organic. But we don't know what the guy in Belleville put on his on the produce.
Right, what's in the soil also.
Right.
You see, those are good questions, good comments. You see, when they come, we talk about a little history with our history, with slavery and so forth. They didn't have access. In fact, there's an excellent book out. It's called Slavery, Post-Slavery Diet. I forgot who the author is, and it's amazing. They talk about the diseases that the slaves had and the diseases they didn't have. So they didn't have the best diet, but the diet that they did have, they made the best of it. Mm-hmm. And we are, and I take pride in saying this, we are a resilient people.
Oh, yeah.
We are very resilient, and that's by the grace of God. That's why we got stuff that other folks won't. Rhythm, soul, all that. They want that, even melanated stuff. Anyway, back to the subject. So the slaves, they actually adhered to some basic principles of health that our Creator gave us. And there's a little way that we say it. It's called New Start. New Start. N is nutrition. E is exercise. The W is water. S is sunshine. The T is temperance. The A is air. The R is rest. And the last T means trust in God. That's what those slaves did. So while they were kept from having the best of the best, that which they did have, they used it, but their body worked together with that because they were in the fields doing that stuff. They were getting their exercise. They were out in the sun all the time. So they were getting the sunshine, their vitamin D. They were getting that. They were out in the air getting that all the time. And when they did rest, it was after a hard day's work of labor. And when you work hard, the body rests hard, and they recuperated, replenished, and revived, and was restored. That's why we lasted so long. And that same genetic material has passed down to us to this day. But we flipped the script. I like how somebody said what Dr. King said. He marched and went through civil rights so we could have our rights. But now you want our rights and our wrongs. So we have the opportunity to eat right, but we choose to eat wrong. And the human body, it bears up with a lot of problems till it finally says enough is enough. And then it caves in, and then we have all these health issues. So back with slavery, a lot of slaves, we know it was in a horrible, atrocious time, but also when it came to their health, they had health issues related to diet and circumstances and things went on in the environment, how they were treated. But also physiologically, there were many, I have to say this tactfully, you get a lot of feedback, there were many who thrived. I'm not saying thrived in atrocity. I'm saying they thrived by using the best what they got to the best of their ability, and they lived as long as they lived. That's why they did. That's why grandma and grandpa who lived through slavery, wrinkled up and all like that, gray hairs, can't have see, but they still have the longevity. And many of us are like that. I get people that I know, they would say, can I ask you something, Dr. Long? I say, well, I don't want to offend you. I say, what's that? Why is it that black folks, they age well? Well, it's because we're black. Is there something in your genes that make you...
Is there a scientific explanation to the black don't crack?
It is, putting it simple. There's a reason why we don't crack, and we may crack up, but our skin won't, because of one, that our system, how we're made genetically. Now, I could go into melanin and all that and get into an ethnic issue, but I'm not going to do that today anyway. But we age better because of our diet, or the lack of our diet. We age better because how our body responds to adverse responses. And tactfully, many of our European counterparts do not, because they eat high off the hog. And because they ate high off the hog, now they low in the morgue, you see. So we as a black people, we can live longer, but because we live longer, now we want to eat like those who ate high off the hog. Right. That's why most doctors say get off the hog lower your blood pressure. Why get off the hog, lower my blood pressure, but I jack it up with salt, fat, and sugar. Those are the number one areas in our communities that are killing us: salt, fat, and sugar. So we have lifestyle diseases. There wasn't a Mickey D's during the Civil War. There wasn't a Popeyes. There wasn't the churches.
Right.
So they ate what came from where? The ground. Or it grew in the field. It ran around. They ate that. So by eating that, they also had to work for their meals. And as they worked for their meals, they were also getting that strength of flesh, strength of bone. They did all those things. So it's a lot. And please, it's good to study our history to find out how we made through. And speaking of that, that's where they first began to find out about sickle cell anemia too. And other things, that's a whole different program by itself. So yeah, when they say things are organic, all organic, like my brother said, it was just grown here or there. This microphone is organic. How is it organic? Well, it's made out of metal and you got some soft tissue. That's organic tissue. Don't mean I should eat it.
Right.
See?
Right.
And then how is the soil produced? How is it kept that the food grows in? I can go out here and grow some of the healthiest corn on the cob you can ever taste. But if my soil is depleted from potassium and calcium and magnesium, whatever it is that I need to make a healthy ear of corn, it's organic corn, but it's grown in the soil depleted soil. So I'm eating depleted food, which makes my food deader. Mm-hmm. And by the way, on a different side note, when you buy anything, I'm going to get in trouble for this. When you buy anything in a can, bag, bottle, cupboard, it is processed and refined. It's not natural. Not natural.
Can you take a look? Somebody just sent that. They were a little late on the water conversation, but that's the water that they they want to get your commentary on that water, the Dillon water, alkaline water. $46 a bottle. I can already tell you my take on it.
Well, we can. Ray, can you add to that? Why would you buy a bottle of water for $46?
I have no idea.
Carl, you want to make a comment?
Crazy.
I tell you, man. Now, with due respect.
I got some cucumbers and some lemons and
yes.
5-gallon jug at home.
They bag or they can't.
Yeah.
Can we?
I don't know why.
We can make
yes.
that.
Now,
$46 a bottle. I get you for $40 a bottle.
Yes.
Let's do that.
We could do half price and still make a kill.
Or if you want to be gross, you can pee in the cup and filter and drink that. And that's free. Anyway, we gonna roll past that.
Say EB. That's for our boy EB. I hope he listening.
That's too much information they tell you. Okay, but seriously though, with due respect, they're selling a product. They're not promoting health. I can sell you stuff that you don't even need and make it sound good like it's a necessity, and it's not, because I got an MD behind my name. What does that mean? I'm not trying to. Let me say this tactfully. In the educational process, we give accolades to those who have alphabets behind their name. Mm-hmm. But I learned this way, and I love how I was taught. You go to school, you get the so-called areas of higher education, you get an associate's degree. The next one is what? The bachelor's degree. After that is what? Master's. And after that is supposed the highest level you can go is what? Your PhD. So you got the AS, the BS, the MS, and the PhD. And you know what I've learned through experience? The AS means you got average stuff. The BS means you got better stuff. The MS means you got most stuff. The PhD means your stuff is piled higher and deeper. Now, come on now. Right. That don't make me wiser than intelligent. I just got some letters behind my name. So, beloved, don't buy a 46 can or bottle of water. Don't do that. They're selling a product. You want to drink water, if I can plug something, buy distilled water. Go to the grocery store. I ain't gonna say the store's name. They ain't none of my health food store. Buy distilled water. Cheap. You can buy them less than $1. The most I've seen them cost for a gallon of distilled water is probably $1.19 a gallon.
So you let me off the hook. You let me off the hook, and I appreciate you. I might owe you some money because you saved me some money. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you how you saved me some money. Mm-hmm. My mother-in-law, she loves to go down to Hot Springs, Arkansas, for 2 reasons. One, to get off in the hot springs.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And 2, because of the water.
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm. And now I can go get me some 99-cent gallon distilled water.
Yeah.
And then give her a movie about Arkansas. And I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and right. I appreciate that.
You're going to have a look for me with a gun.
I got a water story. That's an absolute true story.
Yes.
When you were talking about the spring water and how, depending on where you get it from, I was in Egypt, and I was with a friend of mine that was from there. Mm-hmm. And we were on the Nile River. And he started telling me how you can drink out of this river, right? I'm like, what? He stuck his hand in the water and drank the water. And I was like, dude, he said, you can't do it because you're not from here. You'll get sick. So he took a bottle. He wanted to show me how clean the water was. Mm-hmm. He took a water bottle, and stuck it in, and it had a little debris in it, but it was clear. Now look, and it just, I'm thinking.
Look here.
Okay,
you bring your friend to me, and I'm going to give him a bowl of chitlins, and I'm going to eat a bowl of chitlins, and I'm going to show him how he ain't from here, and he ain't going to survive. He going to be kind of sick after he done eating these chitlins. Now, the date going to be it's going to be the last Thursday in November.
Listen, Claude has been gone for about 2 months, and I have to tell you, man, we really missed you.
I'm trying to tell you, like you ain't somebody.
Okay, so
Dr. Lawrence,
yes,
but that was a true story that I witnessed, and it was just the strangest thing I had seen up to that point.
And you consider not only the location, but the Nile River itself. I mean, remember it flows in direction and the length of it. Remember now, it has one of the most excellent filtration systems that there are. Now, that doesn't mean that you would go, further downstream, upstream, and get you a sip. Right. People are doing their thing in there, and they're sort of the critters. But as you say, when he dipped it in, and you can see the residue at the bottom, but the top part is clear. You talk about separation of sedimentation and so forth like that, and that part you can probably work with. But remember now, because people have lived certain places, their body has built up a tolerance to it too. You got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
If you were to go further west, you wouldn't smell the same smell as you would smell if you went downtown, downtown St. Louis. The air is different because of the quality is different because of the factories, the cars, and so forth that's around. Where you're further out, you have more access to the trees, which acts as a natural filtration system.
All right.
Okay. So it's going to sound. So the water will be different too. So I'm not promoting to drink water off the river and drink it, or not. I'm not dispelling it either. But I'm saying just be wise. And to the person who sent about the water. Just a word of advice: don't pay $46 for that. That's a product that they're selling. You're not getting 46 gallons of water. You're not. You're not. So don't do that. And if you do buy it, then I would suggest you be wise and buy one more item. Go to the pharmacy or Walmart or CVS and get you some litmus paper, stick it in, and they'll tell you what's in that water, and you'll be amazed. You're ready to send back and get your $46 back after you bless it with some urine. But the thing is, so you don't want to do that. So, but there's things that's free information that's available for you to learn before you do anything. It's like they say, I don't know what's attributed to Nixon, who said, believe but verify. Trust but verify. You can tell me anything and sound good, but let me check it out first. Just because I got some letters behind my name don't mean that it's accurate, don't mean that it's true. And there's a lot of false information that's out there. So how do you determine what's false and what's true and what's just hogwash and what's quackery and what's just anybody just typing anything in there? How do you know? That's very simple for me. I mean, I look at it this way. The first thing it's a choice though, I acknowledge is I have a body, a physical body. Now, in the analogy of a car, if anyone has ever owned a car, whether it was pre-used or hand down or jacked or whatever it is, most cars come with a owner's manual. And they tell you, if this goes wrong, do this. Only put this kind of on, this transmission. And who tells you that? The manufacturer of the car. The people who created it, who made the car, they know what's best to go in there. You can take to the jackleg and he can do his thing, it'll run for a while, then you got problems. But they tell you once you do that, you void the warranty. What does that got to do with health information? My way of solving that is I am a created being. The person who knows what's best to go in his body is the one who made it. So if he tells me what to put in it, and I go to the jackleg and he say, buy you some $46 bottle of water and drink that, something ain't right with that picture, you see, because I can't find from Genesis to Revelation where it said drink $46 bottle of water or you're going to be thirsty and die of dehydration. No. So that's what I do. So when you see a lot of information, whether it's written in the book, on the web, or Dr. So-and-so or a cousin, uncle, blow Joe will tell you something, and it sounds, I've been doing it for so long and it worked. Okay, but it doesn't mean that it's right. So use your sense, your common sense, and go to the creator who made this body. But the Bible doesn't, I don't read the Bible. Okay, I have no problem you don't read it. That's okay, but you do the same thing that I do. What's that? You got to eat, you pee, and you sleep. Now, you can't get away from them three unless you're an alien or something like that. But you got to do those three things. So by doing those things...
You forgot number 2.
That's along with the P. I'm trying to be tactful. Okay. I'm trying to be tactful, see. I'm not trying to be...
See what Beaumont do to you?
I'll tell you, man. I don't know. Did you drink some of Egypt water, brother? I mean,
he got some sand.
So you use your head, and then, you go from there. And if you still don't know, you do the best you can. And he's always made a way. Now, I'm not preaching to you, but he's always made a way of escape and a way for you to help yourself. So you don't got to have money, be rich, or know a doctor. Just know the one who made. Now, you believe in evolution, that's a whole other Jurassic Park discussion. But that's my way of solving that. So I have. Did she leave this for me?
Yeah. Yes, I think when you were, she was asking the question.
Okay.
About the roots and the powders and the breakdowns of what to use the best. Can you tie that into what you told me at one time about the vitamin C?
Yeah.
And I was asking you, so I asked you about the vitamin C, and then I asked you about a couple of other supplements and whatnot. And you were telling me how sometimes if you just eat the vegetables or the fruits that they come from, and then you were explaining why a vitamin C pill may not be it's something that's fed to a lot of people, that you need to take vitamin C or the multivitamins.
Yeah.
And I remember you talking about that, they may put that in there or tell you to take that, but there are a lot of ways to get around that, because even with the multivitamins and the vitamin C tablets and pills, you don't know what you're getting.
Exactly. And think about it is, see, that's it's a cash cow. For instance, I can say, okay, the human body needs vitamins and minerals to live, to subside. It has to have, it's got to get vitamins and minerals, and that's true. But then you ask basic question, or we don't ask basic. Okay, I believe I need to eat to live. That's simple. But what do I need to eat and live? Well, you got to have your vitamins and minerals. Okay, doc, what's a vitamin? Don't worry about it. You just got to have some. Go and give you some Flintstones, some multivitamins, some 12K, whatever. No, what is a vitamin? Let's look at the word vitamin. Vital means necessary, essential, vita. Amen. They're talking about amino acids your body is made of, your protein. This makes up your tissues. So you need those vital vitamins to live. What's a vitamin? Give me a name. A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E. All these are just vitamins, which means these are necessary nutrients, small amount of nutrients that your body needs. So if I say, well, you need some vitamin C, it'll help your hair grow, it'll help get rid of acne, it helps with intestinal problems. If you got a cold or a flu or come down with a sore throat, honey, get you some vitamin E and you'll be good. Okay. So then what do I find? Oh, vitamin A or vitamin C. What do I find vitamin C? Well, what is vitamin C? Technical term is called ascorbic acid. What do I find that? Fruits. Like what? Lemons, oranges, mangoes. Vitamin C, yeah. Vitamin C, yeah. So if I can just eat the orange or eat the fruit or eat some of your vegetables have vitamin C also, and I get the daily required that I need. But that's the story about the requirement. So here comes the vitamin guy. I said, no, you need to buy the pill, the capsule, the liquid, or the powder. Okay, and when I'm on the body because it's much, fruits that don't last long, they go bad. Get you the pill, get you some vitamins pill. It has all the multivitamin, everything your body needs, and you get that. All you got to do is use your head, turn around at that bottle and look at the ingredients. So if it has vitamin C, now I know by the process of elimination, vitamin C comes from citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, orange like that. So the first ingredient when it says vitamin C should say what?
Oranges.
You will not find that one orange on the back. Not one peach, not one pear, not one apple, not even. It won't say that. So where are they getting the vitamin C? It's made in a laboratory. That's not the real deal, Phil. It's not. So it's best to get it in the natural form that the creator who manufactured your body designed for you to get it. Eat your fruits. You'll get your vitamins. What's the minerals? Your minerals you talk about, you need like your I need calcium, I need potassium, I need boron, I need vitamin B12, I need all this. Well, I got to have it. So what can I need iron and zinc. Those are minerals. Where did I get that? Well, a lot of that stuff is in your veggies and your fruits. Yeah. But I need to go buy some. Oh, let's touch on the touchy subject. Man, I pump iron. I lift weights, man. You got to have your protein. Okay, good question. What is protein? I don't know, but they say I got to have some. Oh, come on, bro. And that's where we get in trouble. Protein is in everything. Everything that's made up of amino acids is a protein. You find protein in fruits, your nuts, your grains, your veggies. You don't got to buy a box, a bag, or a elixir, or a powder. You're going to buy that stuff because when you're buying it, you're buying a chemical that's made in the laboratory. It's called synthetic. And when you consume that, the way your body is designed, you have to have these vitamins and minerals. They function together. So if you're taking too much vitamin C for a sore throat, say you're going to take all 1,500 units to 5,000 units of vitamin C, the way your body is designed when it comes to physiological chemistry, that the vitamin C interacts with iron, which is a mineral. So if you have too much vitamin C, the iron's not going to function. See? So when you take all these minerals, these supplements, it means that. Supplement. Supplement means to add to. So if you were to eat right, you get everything that you need. Now, just the star folks want to go to GNC and all them other people like that. But that's the truth, and that's why I get into trouble. So I'm into sports. I want to have big guns. I want to build up these big pecs and big biceps. And you got to have my protein. I got to get my protein shake. I got to eat my 12 eggs and 4 legs of brisk chicken and pull the skin off. I actually eat my protein part and do my smoothie, my avocado smoothies. Brother, you're going to be seeing me with an ulcer, cancer, and everything else. And I'm going to say, thank you, Jesus, because you just paid for my condo. So if you were to eat right, you wouldn't have to need all those things. Now, there are some medical issues where you are depleted in some of those vitamins and minerals and nutrients. Then in those cases, you may need to have a supplement temporarily, not continuously, because that builds up and you can become toxic on the supplements. Remember, it's about money. Listen, if I got a vitamin company, I can come in this room and I see all you African Americans in here, and I know you all are melanated people. Those who don't know what melanin means, talking about the cell, that's color. And I know you all pride yourselves on your hair. So to have proper, smooth, flowing hair that doesn't have any problems, not brittle, you need to increase your zinc. Not to mention your iron. And, of course, we can add phosphorus and boron. Oh, man, you sell that product? I sure do. It's called African Nubial. I bought you last night. And we buy it. But if you were to eat right, get your fruits, your veggies, and exercise, drink your water, your hair would be fine.
Oh, yeah.
But I just showed my sister some. I just gave it to her. I told her, don't hit me in the head. And she didn't, thank God.
Wendy Woe would have loved this. You know she's a hairdresser.
And I gave her a handout that talks about our women. Every day we put at the minimum 100. They put 168 toxic chemicals on their bodies: hair, feet, breasts, vaginal, everything, through paint, nails, hair solutions, the toes done, the nails done, makeup, hair products. And one of the questions she asked, she wrote down here: does the chemical property seep into the membrane of the head? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Twofold, because you hit two things right there. When you were talking about the vitamins and everything that the people take, and you were saying at one point how if you eat the right things, you'll get everything you need, right?
Yes.
So even when it comes to like the hair, the nails, and all of those different things, the part that we talked about was in reference to, and I don't know if everybody saw Luke Cage, but you and I talked about how when people start giving you these herbs and medicines and supplements, because I remember telling you, like, when I first found out I was sick, I was like, man, people send me so much stuff, all this stuff. I said, it's just so overwhelming.
Yes.
I don't know what to do. And I was telling you how I used to go in the grocery store for like 45 minutes to an hour. And then by the time I got through putting stuff back and picking stuff up, I might just leave with a loaf of bread because I didn't know what to get and what to grab.
Yeah.
And so I remember you saying, like how the herbs and supplements that they found in Africa and all the stuff that people keep telling you to take were all remedies or things to help you get over a certain thing, and how a lot of people feed it to you now, and so you got people who take it constantly, and so it does more damage than it does good. And so in reference to Luke Cage, we talked about when he was taking that nightshade, and it gave him strength, and it made him better doing it. You know, as you watch the show, he got stronger, he recovered faster, but he took it so much that he started to get sick from it.
Yeah.
And so if you could touch on that part, just in terms of the people overdoing it with the supplements and the different things as opposed to doing it the natural way.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good question. Many people are caught up in this miasma of we want to be healthy, but it's like the little saying that says, by any means necessary. Okay. But by the way, if anybody wants any further information, it's okay if I give a phone number?
A guy he wanted to know where he could. He just sent me one. He wanted to know where he can follow you, where he can get more information to get in touch with you.
Okay, I have a little process. It's called Heal at Home, and this is a total free service. I don't charge anything. I believe in educating our people. We need to be healthy. We need to be, I like to say happy, but we need to be well versed in our own care. Now, we can talk about, supporting our communities, but we fall short when it comes to supporting ourselves when it comes to health. Let's not be told what to take, but let's learn what to take and what not to take. So this is a process. I have a little company called Heal at Home, and my phone number's there. If I can give it out, is that okay?
Yeah.
314-371-7259. It's called Heal at Home. You give me a call. I do phone consultation. I'll tell you how much it costs. It costs $0. It's free. I believe in helping our people so you can help somebody else and pass it on. And I'll do a phone consultation with you and tell you what you can do. You tell me your situation, and we'll go from there. And I can make some suggestions, some things how you can learn how to help yourself to heal at home. You don't need a prescription. You don't need insurance. All you need is a willingness to learn and be willing to have better health. Optimal health. Optimal means the best health you can possibly have. And it doesn't. I'm not just not race, ethnic, central. Meaning, not just for our people. It's for everybody. But particularly for our people, we need this help. So back to the vitamins and supplements. We want to be healthy, but health doesn't come in a bag or a bottle or a can. It does not. You can't purchase it, but you can give it away. You can't grow it, but you can destroy it. You can't manufacture it, but you can enhance what's there, or you can harm what you already got. So when it comes to taking these supplements, learn about the body first and see if you even need that supplement. You can overdo on a good thing. When I was coming up, my mom had this saying, it's good to you, but it's not good for you. So what happens is, if you want to lose weight, you don't got to pop a pill to lose weight. You learn about temperance and eating. If you want to add more pounds on, you learn about exercise and proper diet, how you can increase your muscle mass. If you got too much fat around parts of your body, I like to call it the B and G. What's that? When you're eating wrong, the wrong stuff, you're going to increase B and G. What's that? B and G is bud and gut. If you want to decrease bud and gut, you learn how to eat properly, how to exercise, and use the natural things that everybody has access to. If you have a problem with high blood pressure, you learn how to lower your blood pressure, not taking a chemical which raises up. You can eat oatmeal, 30 days of oatmeal, no sugar, no salt, no all in fixings on it, and your blood pressure will go down within 30 days. It lowers your cholesterol naturally. You can use garlic you can buy at your supermarket, and you can lower your blood pressure naturally. So if you want to increase your health, it's not done with a pill, a bag, or a bottle. It's done by being educated about how the body actually functions. So the supplements, I'm not telling you to or not to, but what I'm saying, be wise in what you do. So learn about what the body needs. Your body can become toxic. What does that mean? You can be overloaded with even some good stuff. Did you know you can get too much water? It's called water toxicity, and you can have health problems. So you got to be tempered, knowing how much water the body needs, how much water it doesn't need. You also can become sick by taking certain vitamins. Some people, there's a particular, we call them phytochemicals, lycopene, that you can find in your fruits and your veggies. You can take too much of particular phytochemicals, and your skin will change color because you're becoming toxic. You can do that with carrots. You can do that with beta-carotene. All these things. So this information is free. It's available. Now listen, what I suggest to everybody is that's it. Don't take what I'm saying. Do your research. Ask. You can call me at that number, and I'll talk to anybody, and we can go from there. But when it comes to taking the vitamins and nutrients, my simple, straight to the point, no holds barred question is this. Don't take a supplement if you don't need to be supplemented. Why? I mean, it's like saying I got a 5-gallon drum in my car. Why in the world will I try to put 20 gallons in 5 gallons? That's stupidity. No, I can't say stupidity. Let me say it this.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I can. There's a little phrase I like to say. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you got. That's called insanity. So if you keep doing those things which are harming your health, you're not going to get better by taking a box or pill or chemical elixir or an injection. You got to learn about how the body works, and you know what it needs and does not need. And if you're low on a vitamin, then you supplement that vitamin the natural way first. If you need some blood, we're in St. Louis, Mo, the show me state. Mm-hmm. We got the highest prevalences of cancer, diabetes, and renal problems in this country. Did you know that? What do you mean by that, Doc? Did you know on every other street corner in the city, we have a renal dialysis company? Why is that? Our folks have dialysis problem, kidney failure. Why is that? But on the same corner, on the opposite side, you got the fast food joint. I have a little program I give. It's called Fast Food Quick Casket. So when we eat those things that kills us, we can't get better by popping a pill, drinking an elixir, taking an herb, or drinking a tea. You need to work with the entire body. Let me toss this out, some common stuff. Anybody and everybody, most of us have sometimes had a headache. Right. When we have a headache, what do? We pop a pill. What does a pill do? Your head is hurting. The pill has to go in your mouth, go down your esophagus, get in your stomach, become digested, become assimilated, get in your bloodstream, and finally make its way past your organs to deal with your head hurting. But if you would just drink your 8 glasses of water, your headache would leave. If you would sit up straight when you got bad posture, your spinal cord's out of alignment, your headache will leave. If you working 40 hours and plus and then doing 80 more hours overtime, that's called stress. A pill does not cure that. It's called rest and relief. And those are some simple things that you do.
So Doc, I get in trouble with my wife all the time because if I'm say my head kind of hurt, did you take something? And I was always right. Sometimes I just need to sit down, drink a glass of water, and maybe sometimes take a nap. Yes. Yeah, and I forgot the comedian. What was his name? George Wilder. He had a little joke about that. It was funny, sarcastic, but it was true. When I was a young man, and that's been a while, if you heard something, my mom said, "Boy, go in there and lay down." Boy, just go in there and lay down. Now, if you break your leg, laying down ain't going to heal that leg. You need to go get some help. But the point is this. The simplest cure is the simplest thing. We make it complicated. And if it's not complicated, it must not work. Let's give you an example. See, I work a job, paying my rent, taking care of my bills, no problem. I lose my job. I'm depressed. So I'm stressed. I can't sleep at night. I got insomnia. I don't eat right because I can't afford the food. So then the doctor who I see or my friend said, well, go and see Dr. So-and-so. He gives me an antidepressant so that I'm not depressed. And then since I have bad appetite, he gives me an appetite stimulant. So now I'm on an antidepressant, appetite stimulant with the money I ain't got to pay for them because I ain't got no job. So what is the simple cure to that? I've lost my job. What's the cure?
Get another job.
Get another job. You see, we want the complicated. It's the simple thing. Well, brother, I've been unemployed all this time and I'm still depressed. Okay, then make use of your time. You use the things that are available to you. See, we don't use our natural resources. It's like somebody say, we shouldn't always be looking for a handout, but use the hand that we got. You see, use our skills that God has given us. So when it comes to taking care of your health, it's the simple things that are most effective. They don't have side effects. And you all know I'm telling you the truth. I watch some of these crazy commercials, and I wonder, I wish somebody should pay me to make a commercial. If you have indigestion, take this particular drug, and it will cure indigestion. Now, when I get through saying, I say real quick, this drug causes diarrhea, heart disease, and cancer. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's soft and clear.
Right, and so wait a minute, I just got this, but I'm going to end with this. Are you serious? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what we do. The simplest things are the easiest, the ones that can cure, and we're taught not to tell anybody we can cure. By saying that if they can deal with me. Well, you saying there's a cure for high blood pressure? Yes. There's a cure for cancer. Yes. There's a cure for diabetes. Yes.
Okay,
Does apple cider vinegar work for high blood pressure?
Man, he just told you all the cures, and you asked about apple cider vinegar. For real?
No, I got a nephew that takes apple cider vinegar. What are you talking about?
To answer your question, apple cider vinegar will cure quite a few maladies, many maladies. Now, remember now, there are many things that will alleviate and give you relief to symptoms. But unless they deal with the cause, you're just perpetuating the same problem. Then you're in that category. You keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you got. That's insanity. So if a person has, no matter what, let's talk about what my brother mentioned earlier about kidney stones. Now, your pharmacist will prescribe several drugs, and all of them are toxic, by the way, that will deal with kidney stones. Not going to deal with nutrition. He's going to tell you to stop eating all the garbage. He can say, keep eating what you're eating. You're going to keep getting what you got, but now you're on the drug too. You see, that's insanity. If you learn what causes the kidney stone, then I need to stop doing that which is causing the kidney stone. But while I got the kidney stone, I need some immediate relief. I can't go to a class and learn about nutrition when my kidneys are hurting. And I'm trying to pass a stone that feel like I'm trying to give a birth to a 76 Buick coming out of a keyhole, and that ain't painless. So I need something to deal with my problem now. I just gave you a simple cure that you can probably buy for less than $1, and that's a lemon. I didn't say that lemon juice that you buy in a little green thing. That ain't real. That reconstituted stuff. I mean, get you a real lemon, roll that thing, squeeze it in that cup, drink it full strength, do that twice a day for about 2 hours, and them kidney stone goes by the way like a dinosaur did. Gone. Pain is gone. And how much did that cost you? Less than $1. So
what's that remedy one more time again, man?
Kidney.
I know a lemon.
Lemon.
You squeeze 2 whole lemons.
2 whole lemons. You want to get you, if you got so like a 16-ounce glass. Not lemon heads. Not lemon pie. A real lemon, not that lemon juice that come in a little fake plastic lemon with the green top, or that recon that come in a little green bottle. You know what I'm talking about. Right. A real lemon. Get at least 4 or 5 lemons, cut them suckers in half, squeeze them, drink that lemon juice full strength. Do that twice. Them kidney stones will be gone. They will dissolve. And you twice. Well, you can, for instance, if you have the pain real bad, what I would do is, so if I got 6 or 8 lemons, I squeeze, give me half a cup or half a glass of lemon juice, drink that dang down, drink it down straight. No water, straight. Wait maybe an hour, do it again. Twice a day like that, them stones is gone.
Okay, I got that.
My niece, my daughter-in-law, she did the same thing. She'd always call, I got this, we'll go ahead and take lemon. No, I don't want to do that, I need a drug. Okay. So finally she gave in and did the lemons. Lemon did the job. How much do I owe you? You ain't going to college next year, I tell you that. But anyway, but the thing is, it's some natural remedies that we can do. And these things you have in your kitchen, they're in your cupboard. So how do you learn about these things, Doc? Well, it doesn't depend upon me. Go online, look up natural remedies. Or if you just want to call me, give me a call, that number, and we can talk about it and we can go from there. Any other question? Because I got a lot more stuff.
I got a couple.
Yes.
Couple quick questions.
Okay.
Back to the old school when you was talking about lay down was the remedy back in the day. Mm-hmm. In my household, my dad told me to go boo-boo. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For everything.
My grandmama always said, did your bowels move?
Did your bowels move? That was
and you know they were telling you some truth? Yeah. Because back in the day, even in our day, did you know about 60% of our abdominal problem was because of what we ate? We ate too much. We ate the wrong combination. We didn't eat enough, or we didn't take our time eating. And what we cured will simply be the old relief of tensions up the Highway 40.
No, that's right.
All you had to do was release your tensions off the Hershey Highway, and your problems will be relieved. And they knew that. They didn't have to go to medical school for no 12 years. They knew that. Go and lay down. Go and have a bowel movement. That's what they do. Or they go, let me put this towel on your head. You know? Or casserole. Right. No, that was bordering child abuse right there. But that's another story. Because I remember casserole and turpentine. Mama putting turpentine on the spoon and Roller-Tussin. And I was like, Mama, you ain't right. Now I said it in my mind. I wasn't going to say that because I wouldn't be here today. But some stuff they had a little bit of truth, and we call those old wives' tales and down home remedies. A lot of them work. Now some of them were kind of from another land. I can tell you one. My mom, she's not here, so she can't do nothing about it. But back in those days, when you had the mumps, I don't know who this man was, but if I found him, he gonna be hurt today. He told my mama, you take some urine and dab it around the boy's jaws, and the mumps will go away. And my mama did that. So I'm walking around the house, going to school, smelling like 4-year-old, you know what, flies making me their friend.
But that's why you don't look like you about to turn 60.
But the mumps left. So they knew. Thank you. The mumps left.
Wow.
So it's some simple remedies that you can do that they didn't understand all the mechanism, the chemical, the physiology. They didn't know, but they knew some basic stuff through trial and error. But thank God we don't have to go through the trial and error. We have stuff that's spelled out for us that will help us. You all have heard this, and I can talk about an apple a day does what? An apple a day will keep the doctor away. What does that mean? By eating nutritious food, you will not have to go to the hospital.
All right. Right.
I said that correct.
Right.
The hospital. Did you know this? Now, I used to work in there. The statistics are you are lowering your risk of mortality when you go to the hospital. Did you know that? You may come in for one thing and leave with another. There is a term we call nosocomial. What that means is you may come in for a flu and you in there for surgery. Because you come in contact with bad hygiene, not washing hands, people who have issues, medical personnel, and you can contract all kinds of viruses and illnesses. And
Staff and all that.
That's what I went in for was a cold.
Yes.
Originally.
Yes. So you have to avoid that, eat your apple a day. That keeps the doctor away. So that's it.
Well, let me ask you this, two more things.
Sure.
I'm suffering with, and I know you know, because you can look and see how I'm living. But I got type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
I'm going on. My wife reminded me I'm going on about 10 years, 11 years with it now. I didn't realize that much time has passed. And is there a chance by changing my eating culture that I can reverse my pancreas to work again in a normal function, or is it just dead to the wind, as my specialized doctor would say? You can manage it, but you know.
With no due respect to your physician, he must went to the Frankenstein School of Medicine.
Amen.
Because type 2 diabetes not only can be reversed, it can be cured. That's a fact. It's a fact. It can be cured and reversed.
You hear that way?
Non-medicinally. And I take no bones or bite my tongue. It can be reversed and cured. Wow. And it doesn't take a chemical to do it. The blessing that you have in that when you say type 2, because that's easier to manage, correct, cure, be done with than the other ones. So yes, there is a methodology of treatment that you have the stuff at hand in your house right now. And you said the key words. We call those lifestyle diseases. Right. They're lifestyle diseases. The lifestyle causes them, and the lifestyle can reverse it. Now, there are other aspects of diabetes, type 1 and so forth, that you have an actual problem with talking about your pancreas and isolates of Langerhans, things like that. But they can be reversed too. But conventional medicine says you're going to take insulin for the rest of your life. Right. You're going to take one of these tablets, glucophage all your life, or you're going to be doing this all your life. That's not true. That's a business talking. You're hearing the pharmaceutical companies speak. You're not hearing your physiology because, and I'm not speaking about what I've heard or read. I'm speaking from what I know, what I've treated, and people are alive today because they've changed their lifestyle. And it didn't cost anything other than the willingness to be educated about how your body works, what it needs, what you need to stop doing, and what you need to start doing. How long can it take to reverse, and I'm saying it boldly, proudly, how long will it take to reverse type 2 diabetes? How long does it take to cure diabetes? That depends on your determination. I'm not saying you can be cured to do this treatment today and be cured tomorrow. No, right. It takes time. I'm not talking about years either. You can do that in a matter of, can I say that without being sued by my colleagues? I don't care. In a matter of months, you can be diabetes free.
Oh, man.
Well, Brother Claude is going to
diabetes free. So it's there. And this information is totally free. Totally free. Knowledge is a wonderful. What that's when I was kind of had this thing that said a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Right.
That's true.
We're just going to take time out to do a station identification break. Sure. The views expressed are not those of the University of Missouri St. Louis, but of the guest of the Need to Know Show here on www.UMSL Radio.com, better known as the U. Now back to the good doctor.
Okay. I have a question that my sister left with me. I'll address this with her personally because she's asking something, but I can't answer the bottom part. She says she's always said that as far as concerning hair, that people should be careful about the hair relaxers and so forth that they put in their hair. The chemicals seep into the member of the head. Yes, they can. You know, Chris Rock had a video series that was out several years back. Yeah. It was called Good Hair.
Good Hair, yeah.
Now, he dealt with the chemicals that they put on their scalp, seeps into the scalp and cause problems. That has not stopped. In fact, it's magnified. I do a program that's called Dyeing for Fashion, Embalming to Look Good. And that's what it is. So I'll address it with my sister some things you can do. The other thing she says, does it cause brain cancer? Yes, it can. Because
any type of cancer.
Any kind of cancer. Because any remember now, we forget this. We can sometimes think one dimension, which means that if I take a pill for a headache, it's only going from my stomach